This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
American Martin Luther King and African Nelson Mandela were significant heroes who influenced the world toward a better place. Both leaders sacrificed for Black people and the rights of their country against racism and social injustice. They were leaders of the civil rights movement and fought for equality among races. King and Mandela did not achieve these successes with mere presence, but included powerful speeches and letters that spoke wisdom and unity during the journey. This paper will compare Mandela's "I am prepared to die" and Martin's letter from Birmingham jail. "I am prepared to die" was Mandela's speech from the dock in the Rivonia trial, where he declared his preparedness to die for a democratic and non-racial country. The contents of the address were his dedication to the struggle of the South African people. Mandela wanted to help his people achieve a free society. He began by sharing a brief background on being a lawyer and rejecting the accusation that foreigners influenced the fight against social justice in South Africa. Letter from Birmingham jail was directed to the people and the 8 white clergy members in Birmingham who condemned the actions of Martin Luther in public. King began the letter by complimenting critics and addressing the presence of outsiders. He stated that the Black Americans in Birmingham had invited him and needed his help fighting racial inequality. He was compelled to respond to the injustice that left the African Americans with no alternative but to direct their actions. The main concerns were police brutality, segregation, unsolved bombings, and mistreatment of people of color in America. King, in his letter, acknowledged respect for the law and was willing to accept punishment for breaking and disobeying. He concluded the letter with an apology and reminded the people that he was in a jail cell, but he sent it with peace and brotherhood. Both the speech by Mandela and the letter by King were expressions of their ideas about racism and social inequality. In the letter, Martin Luther stated that he could not sit idle in Atlanta and was concerned about Birmingham's happenings. This is because injustice anywhere is a threat to everyone across America. There was increased injustice and prejudice in America, where people of color were denied opportunities and racially abused. These concerns led to King addressing the country through his letter advocating for a democratic and free nation where people live in harmony and have access to equal opportunities. This is the idea Luther was prepared to live and became his career. In both writings, there was logos and pathos from the leaders. A significant difference between the two writings is the methods the authors were determined to use. King identified the problem within the society and chose peaceful approaches to solving it, while Mandela was ready for battle until he acquired equality and justice for his people. The speech and letter were aimed at different audiences and nations. King was focused on obeying the just laws of the country, while Mandela aimed at achieving equality at the expense of death. In conclusion, though both authors discussed political activism in their writings, each advocated for a distinct approach. Martin Luther wanted an idealistic nation of social equality through peaceful negotiations and respect for the law. Nelson Mandela was prepared for anything, including violence, to achieve equality in society. The primary purpose of both leaders was to fight racism and social injustice and defend the people. If you want to find more works like this essay on Martin Luther King Jr. versus Nelson Mandela, head over to ivypanda.com. It has a collection of samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects.